Welcome to your weekly UAS news update. We have 3 stories for you this week. First up, the FAA adds new DHS authorization path for World Cup NOTAMs. A firefighting helicopter in Utah dodges an unauthorized drone. And AirData, UAV, and LeoSight are teaming up to bring live drone data to DFR programs. Let's get to it. First up this week, the FAA is modifying the FIFA World Cup 2026 drone NOTAMs to add an authorization pathway through the Department of Homeland Security. If you're flying commercial jobs where these TFRs are, you're going to want to pay attention to this. The flight restrictions took effect on June 1st and pretty much immediately started grounding commercial drone operators. And a lot of these people already held valid airspace authorizations. The stadium TFRs are 3 nautical miles wide, 3,000 feet tall on every match day. Plus, there are 1 nautical mile rings around the base camps in cities, even hundreds of miles away from match sites. To fix this, the FAA is adding language that allows operations inside the Special Security Instruction airspace with DHS authorization. So for Part 107 or Part 135 operations, you can now email your request to drones@dhs.gov. You'll need to include which flight restricted zone you want to fly in, the cities covered, a 24/7 point of contact, and what you're going to be doing. Modifications to the NOTAM will start in Texas locations first before rolling out to the rest of the states. If you don't have permission or are denied, don't fly. Civil penalties for violating these TFRs can reach $75,000 per violation. And remember, until the amended language actually appears in your specific NOTAM or the specific NOTAM for your area on tfr.fa.gov, the existing restriction still stands. So please, check before you fly. Speaking of TFRs, a firefighting helicopter working a brush fire near Moab, Utah, had to dodge an unauthorized drone over the active fire area. Thankfully, nobody was hurt, nothing collided this time. But the drone's presence alone created a safety hazard and forced all of those air attack crews to clear the airspace. This incident comes 17 months after a DJI Mini 3 Pro struck the left wing of a Canadair CL415 Super Scooper over the Palisades fire in LA. That sub 250-gram drone punched a 3-inch by 6-inch hole in the wing of the aircraft in the leading edge, grounding that aircraft for 5 days during what turned out to be a massive emergency. The drone pilot in that case, was sentenced to 14 days in federal prison and ordered to pay $156,000 in restitution. This is your reminder as we get into wildfire season, please don't be that guy. Last up, LeoSight, a command software platform for public safety, has integrated with AirData UAV. This integration streams real-time drone telemetry, flight data, and operational insights directly into LeoSight's command, which again, this includes more than just drones. If you aren't familiar, AirData is a platform that supports logging and live flight streaming. Now, mutual customers of both LeoSight and AirData can stream drone data straight to dispatchers, command staff, and even field personnel all at the same time. The goal of this means moving beyond isolated drone operations and into fully coordinated response across multiple agency events. And from my perspective, I think it'll be interesting to see if the sharing of this data overwhelms folks who have other responsibilities in the field, or if it leads to better in the field decision making. No post-flight this week. We'll see you on Monday for the live. Have a good one.